Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the MI podcast. So today we will discuss about Google ad optimization. So basically, this is quite a big topic and will take quite a long time in explaining different techniques because there are quite a few of them. So I've made it into part A and part B. So, firstly, let's just establish, the importance of Google Ads and how they are used, and in terms of their significance. So, we guys, like as marketers, when we are doing a performance marketing for any company, I would say, in my experience, Google Ads would comprise at least 70% of it, right? Google is the biggest search engine in India. It would be like at least 80% of the market. You would have a little bit then into Bing and a few other, I think, players are there. Also, I would say even Chat GTP is coming up quite a lot in terms of like end of the day, Google mostly is used to get information. Right now, obviously, the business model of Google is that when you search for the information, then businesses can, attach certain things in it to, arouse your interest in certain products and services. But so that is what happened with Chat GDP. It's directly answering. There is also a competition that will increase that percentage in terms of the people, um, you know, asking things like it's like search marketing, like their queries and all. So, that being the case, the businesses, any kind of business, you are searching for something as per the keyword. So, the highest intent that a person has, like when he is maybe at the point where they just want to go out there and buy that product or service, would be during the Google Ads. So, in terms of the effectiveness of getting your thing across your business at the point where the customer needs it the most, and as a marketer, the maximum, I mean, the source, as we said, 80% are on coming from Google searches. So obviously most of our budget will go in that also. So it's, let's be honest, a virtual monopoly only of Google has. And with respect to that, most of our budgets goes into Google campaigns. And out of that also, when you see, obviously in Google also, you would go into search, display, YouTube and all. I would say in most cases 60 to 70% of the Google budget also would go into the search ads. So obviously this particular session would be also more targeted at Google search advertising. So how do you kind of optimize that whole process? So it becomes very important. Like when most of your marketing budget is going into that, you would want to use it very judiciously, as well as you get maximum return on investment from it, right? Because Google, since it's so competitive, in terms of, there are so many advertisers on that, that there are many cases where if you are not careful, you will be wasting a lot of money. And as a marketer, when you are handling the funds of a company in terms of advertising on Google, it's gonna have a very negative effect if a marketer cannot justify such a huge amount of the marketing budget that is coming from Google. And trust me, if you leave it in mostly automated mode, you will waste a lot of money. So there are n number of techniques there. There are agencies working. There are people, with really fat salaries. They are working in companies as performance marketers and all. So their job is completely this. It's 24/7. They are doing this. So these are some of the techniques about it. Like when, if you're just kind of um, starting out in this, as well as it would be also relevant if there are significantly bigger budgets that you have. So let us just dive into these techniques. So firstly, we have smart bidding. Now, when the option comes in terms of when you are creating an advertising, it's better to choose this option or smart bidding, especially when I pointed out when this is for people who are just maybe new in this or even have a medium amount of experience, because the backend signals that Google has with the AI and all, it can understand in terms of how to handle the ad auction. So if you use smart bidding, it is kind of a better solution, because Google will try on its own in this, because if you are a bit amateur in the field, then it's difficult to get keep getting these bidding right. So I would say this option should be considered. I'm sure many of you would not be using this. So this would be another way of kind of utilizing this, because as I said, there are 100 or even 1,000 things that are there to optimize, and you can miss out on them. So this is one technique which when you leave it to Google, then it becomes better, and you can get better ROI. Then you can create custom intent audience, right? So end of the day, there is a particular audience who is going to be purchasing a product service. So as a marketer, first thing is we do is we make notes about a target audience. What say digitally, what sites they visit, what channels do they see, or digital channels, what kind of blogs do they read, and also what do they search for online. So with this custom intent audience, when we make a particular audience for it, like say if you are selling shoes or something, athletic shoes and all, above a certain price point, say like above 1,000 rupees or something. So you create that particular, that audience that is going to be there, right? Like what are the characteristics, what kind of size they think, what is that? So we kind of have a customer personas in place. So we create this custom intent audience according to this. So what will happen when the person, only these people, when they are searching for something, it is more likely that they will purchase. So it's not like, I mean, because there'll be many people who will search for things, right? But it's not affordable for them, maybe that brand, for example. So it's important to kind of make this, because if you know your whole audience, you have to reduce your wastage in terms of who is really more likely to purchase. Then it is better to create the responsive search ads, right? Because with these particular search ads, as per what a person searches for, there are different options, right? In headlines, in descriptions, and the images that will be displayed. So it's better. This is having responsive search ads is a better option to take, and that definitely I have seen cases where there's been 20 to 30% better conversion rate when you have responsive, because in marketing it is about being specific, right? What that person is most likely searching for, and what your product is the match, then he will purchase your product. Then you would need to add these ad customizers. There is an option within that. Obviously, this episode we're not talking about. We cannot explain the technical thing that you will have to research yourself. But this is a good technique where, in if you look it up, ad customizers, they have certain elements that are added, like your headline, or your the image attached or something. This would be kind of specific to what that person is searching for. Like, so there's more likelihood like they have a customized ad for like five different people in five different things, because obviously say you are a say a company who's selling online apparel, you'll have five six different categories of clothing there. So for these five six different, you can have five six different advertisements playing, right? And even within that, you can have sub customization, and also adding this really increases likelihood of the purchase being made. Then this is something like conversion tracking, I would say, should be done if you're not doing. I mean, this is a point like if you're overlooking, like this is like I think very basic, but it is even not being done. Maybe technically also you'll have to check whether the conversions are being tracked. And they should be multiple. You just can't have conversion for the final thing, like your say you're selling something online on e-commerce, and there's a sale happening. That should not be the only conversion, right? There should be different kind of conversions kept, like the person coming on your page and clicking something and this thing. So there can be different kind of conversions kept so that you know the overall aspect of it, right? That this is leading to this, right? So I feel this is quite basic, but the tech aspect could be there that something is not working, something is not matching. So keep this tracking in place and go about your procedure. Awesome. Your remarketing campaigns should be, I think this is a no-brainer, like you should have them in place. Remarketing basically refers to the campaigns that, if somebody's gone on your website or your application and the certain cookies are collected. So if that person then browses on some other sites and all, then certain, say a display ad is showed to him, or if he's on his mobile, then he's on, Instagram or your YouTube and all, then those ads would be shown, which is about your product, like maybe the product he has visited. So that page's certain display ad would come. So these are extremely effective. Like even as a customer, you all would have experienced this, that you go on certain sites and all, you go to the product and then you don't purchase, obviously. uh, there is more likelihood of not purchasing, right? Because at the end of the day, it's such a huge kind of barrier that you make that decision to purchase. So then this kind of ad, maybe it follows you that around, and you kind of your attention again goes back to particular ad. And you remember, in many cases, I have gone and back to the product. Maybe I forgot about it at that time or whatever. So I feel this should be used by the marketers out there, and it's kind of very effective. And lastly, for this, part A that we have is ad rotation. So you should look at the advertisements in terms of the conversion rate that is happening for a certain advertisements, and then look at how you can maybe if add certain different elements within that ad to increase the conversion is, or the rotate that. It could be rotating in terms of the budgets. It could be in terms of, say, scheduling of certain ads, like because maybe certain product at certain time, if it's shown, has a more likelihood of converting. So keep rotating your ads and just keep it on automated mode. um, Google Ads optimization is something which is has to be done on a daily basis. So you rotating your ads and seeing what is working, what is not, and making tweaks to it is extremely important. So here in this specific context is, you know, maybe add more budget to certain advertisement which is working for you, and reduce the budget of certain advertisement which is not working. Awesome. So this concludes the part A of this. I'll be just back with the part B of Google Ads optimization techniques. If you have any other techniques, please you can message me on LinkedIn, and I can discuss about it. So thanks a lot. Thanks for your time. See you. Take care.